All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our second press conference of the day. After our second quarterfinal of the day, number 4 St. John's defeating 5th-seeded Creighton 57-54. Second straight semifinal appearance now in the Big East tournament for St. John's. Also the second straight year in which the Red Storm have defeated the Blue Jays in the Big East tournament after last year's double overtime win in the semifinals. At this time, if I could ask everybody to please silence your cell phones. The Big East will provide transcripts and video of these press conferences at bigeast.com. If you'd like to be on the distribution list for the quotes, please let me know at the conclusion of this press conference. First up, we have St. John's University head coach Joe Tartamella. At the end to my right, to your left, Denaja Grant and Aaliyah Hanford right next to me. We will start first with an opening statement from Coach, then we'll open it up to questions for our student athletes. And then we'll dismiss the student athletes and we'll take questions for Coach. So, Coach Tartamella, an opening statement if you would, please.
Another great, postseason basketball game in the tournament against Creighton, and we know. Thank you, Brady. It was easier when he was 3. He didn't move as much. But just really proud of our young ladies. I thought coming into the half, I thought we did a great job of sustaining ourselves after the first couple minutes of the game, which I thought was huge. And then, you know what, we persevered and we made plays and executed the game plan, that we had set forth over the week. So when we do those things and when we guard how we're capable of doing, we are a very good team. And so I'm just truly proud of our effort, especially to finish the game. Tight situations in a magnitude of the game that we had, so very proud of the effort, and we move on to tomorrow. So we know we're ready. I forgot to silence the cell phone.
All right, we'll take questions now for the student athletes. We have the microphone there. Brad is up against the wall there. If you have any questions, please go over and see Brad to grab the microphone, and also please identify yourself with your name and your organization.
Ben Garland from the DePaul. This question for both of you. After trailing for most of the game, getting closer and closer, how did it feel to finally get over the hump and get that lead with about 9 minutes to go?
It felt good. It just showed us that we're able to withstand blows. There was a lot of times that we could have quit throughout the game. And I think just to rally together and be able to, overcome that was just great for us moving into tomorrow.
I think it was just our defense. We had to play better defense, and that's what we did at the last stretch, and that helped us a lot.
Another question for both of you. You guys had trouble scoring to start off the game. I don't think you got on the board until about 14 minutes ago in the first half. When the shots aren't falling, you're having trouble getting in the lane. How do you adjust?
We adjusted by attacking. We tried to get to the foul line a little more, so that was able to, just being able to see the ball go through the net was good for us. So, like I said, just to attack and not settle for jump shots anymore.
And when we was driving, everyone would collapse, and we had opened up for the post. So if we're not scoring, our post can score too. So we got to look at that too.
For the benefit of our transcribers, that was Denaja answering first and Aaliyah second on both. Front row here.
Matt DeMarinis, White and Blue Review. Sydney got off to a good start for them, really hot start. And then it looked like you switched Hanford onto her, especially in the second half. What did you think of the way she defended her and kind of neutralized her offense?
Is this to me?
Yes.
Oh, actually, we're taking just questions for student athletes right now.
Okay, then Aaliyah, would you kind of talk on what you were able to do in the second half to neutralize her?
I just stopped her from going to her right hand. That's what she was doing the whole time. I just got up in her and just played great defense. It didn't matter what was going on, who was guarding her before. We all guarded her as a team.
Any other questions for student athletes?
Rebounding seemed to be a big factor, especially in the second half. Your second chance points, I guess, what was the adjustment you guys made to kind of be better in that area in the second half?
We knew our shots weren't falling really all night. We didn't really shoot that well from the floor. So we knew that we had to focus on offensive rebounds because we kind of had an advantage on them down low. So I think we just focused on that and were able to convert.
John Fanta from the Big East Digital Network. Aaliyah, I'll ask you this. You were down by 7 3 minutes into the second half. But it seemed like at the same time, Coach kind of brought this up, you were still getting what you wanted and that it was your kind of style of play. Do you think that that was the case even though you were down by a lot at one point?
Most of it was us not rushing. Even though we was down by 7, we still didn't take shots that we didn't need. We didn't rush. So what you just stated was true.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Ladies, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You can exit
Thank
to the
you.
door to the right. We'll take questions now for Coach Joe Tardamella. And once again, name and affiliation, please.
Matt DeMarinis, White and Blue Review. Coach, I guess when Lamberty was kind of getting what she wanted out of there in the first half, I guess how hard of a decision was it to put Hanford on her, and what did you think of the way she was able to kind of?
No, I thought it was a big moment in the game, and I thought Denasia was doing a great job, and I thought she got a little fatigued, and we felt that, and I felt that, Leah gave us a chance maybe to be a little bit quicker, with her and trying to get her open. So I thought Aaliyah did a great job. I mean, we've struggled all year at times offensively, and as was discussed earlier, our style of play, trying to make sure that we're going to guard and make the game sometimes a little ugly is okay. But, we play so hard defensively at times. Aaliyah and Denasia, not that I like to look at it, played 40 minutes and 40 minutes and 40 minutes, but they're playing both ends. I mean, it's so impressive to me as a coach to watch, these ladies do it. So, I just thought Aaliyah did a great job, and Denasia did a great job too when we moved her off and did some different things. So I was proud of their effort, but I thought that was a big piece to the game. Yeah.
John Fanta from the Big East Digital Network. Coach, on one side for Creighton, Rollerson really played well for them today, but you said it in the conference call on Wednesday. You need to defend, but you also need to figure out a way to get somebody going in your front court. How important was that out of Amber?
It was truly huge. When people look at this line for Burr as a senior, this is what you want your seniors to do. You want them to have big moments in big-time games. And her focus today and her energy level, whether we had her playing big or small, it was fantastic, making catches off tough passes from our guards. And for her to have 14 points to give us a little bit of a cushion there, and that third score, maybe on a night when we were struggling in some other areas was crucial, along with her defense. But I thought Kyra Dunn, many of you may not know, but Kyra Dunn was unbelievable today. And I told her in the locker room, and for a kid who hasn't played a lot of minutes for us all year, she was fantastic. So you need those kind of things to happen to win these types of games. And I thought Aaliyah Hanford has a double-double, which is probably the first time she's had that in a while, and that's a big piece too. She had some huge putbacks at the end.
Final 2 minutes, there were 4 stoppages. You were going back and forth, Coach Lannery with timeouts. What were you thinking was going through your head in that final sequence as well?
Well, we had a foul to give, and we talked about fouling. They were out of timeouts in that last sequence. So anything can really happen. We could say foul, and they come in and they knock down a 3, whether they had a play set up or not. We decided to roll it, and he got a shot, and he got a shot last year too. But when you got 6'4" running at you, sometimes it helps. They happened to miss it. They did get the putback. Thankfully, they went for the 2, and it worked out in our favor. But I thought, we made some really big momentum plays as far as putbacks, even when we missed. But the final sequence is always tough. You're talking about not giving up threes to kids who can bomb. You're talking about making sure we're going to be effective on the glass. So I was pleased with the sharpness that we had toward the end of the game. And quite frankly, we hadn't been in a lot of the – last year we were in so many of these situations. This year it had been a little bit different. And this has been I got a young team as far as youth and minutes. So, I'm so pleased with where they are. But you know what? We also know we got an opportunity again tomorrow to come back in here and get an opportunity to play against Seton Hall. So we're excited about that as we move forward. But Creighton is a tremendous program.
Coach, how did you? I don't know if you mentioned it at halftime, but did you circle points off turnovers in that area? Because it seemed like that the difference you guys made in the second half ended up being kind of the difference in the game.
Yeah, I mean, any game, we've got to manufacture some points here and there, and turnovers are a big piece. To have 17 off of them today is a big piece to the game, and that's part of your finishing and your conversion. But so we did some really good things in some great areas. I mean, they shot 38% from the field, 28% from three. Those are things that we pride ourselves on. As someone mentioned before, 57-54, we'll sign up for that and walk away.
Any other questions for Coach? Great. Coach, thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody.
St. John's will move on to play number 1 seed Seton Hall tomorrow at 5:30 in the semifinals. And St. John's is now 5-8 on the season when trailing at the half.